Joining me now, all the way from Bangkok, our Scarlett Sieber, Chief Strategy and Growth Officer at Money 2020, and Daniel Weber, CEO of FXC Intelligence. It's great to have you both with us. Thank you for staying up late all the way in Asia. And Scarlett, we'll start with you. What are your takeaways on the ground at this event so far?
Well, first of all, Kristen, thank you so much again for having us. We are so happy to be here late at night. It has been another amazing day at Money 2020 Asia. We have a ton of great takeaways, but not surprisingly, cross-border payments is the talk of the town. Today, we have some great conversations. What else have you heard about it, Daniel?
So I've heard Asia is such an interesting part of the world because the complexity of the payment system is so different to the rest of the world. What's driving it, and we saw a lot of it coming out of the report, because you have many different payment types, not just bank accounts, but you also have QR codes and digital wallets. That's a complexity that you see in the Asian payment ecosystem, and that's what's really coming out of the report.
Interesting. Daniel, what more can you share about the numbers, the growth that we anticipate to see when it comes to these cross-border payments from Asia?
Absolutely. So I think what's fascinating is not only is the market extremely large, but we forecast Asia to outgrow the rest of the world. What's driving that? Two key things: the business to consumer segment, which is typically e-commerce, and also areas like subscription payments.
Absolutely. And one of the things, Kristen, that's really exciting about the region and why we see such a massive adoption of cross-border payments here is because there is a real need. And what that means is that there's a lot of different currencies, there's a lot of different countries, a lot of different regulation. And so the need to have one seamless opportunity across the board is really front and center for us.
And Scarlett, to that end, any particular companies on the ground at Money 2020 Asia currently underway that you think really are at the forefront of this?
There are so many to list. It depends on which country you want to look at. I mean, Lian Global is doing some amazing things. They had a big announcement here. They're actually partnering with one of the Thai primary companies here, talking about how to bring China payments to Thailand. I'm sure, Daniel, you have some great ideas as well, because there's so many companies to list.
Yeah, I think what was interesting coming out of the report was what were the countries where people really thought the change was coming from. Top was Singapore, then China, Thailand, India, and also Hong Kong. So companies from those countries, that's what people believe is going to drive a lot of this growth in the region.
Interesting. Daniel, in terms of the growth, any particular factor accelerating it?
I think what we've seen overall is this move to digitization overall in payments. And what you also tend to see is a lot of the innovation starts on the consumer side. That's the smaller part of the cross-border payments market. But then what happens is it expands to the business-to-business segment. That's the real large part of the market. So as that moves through from consumer to businesses, to that large part of the market, that's what's going to drive a lot of the growth.
And Kristen, you would know about this like the rest of us, right? It is about consumer behavior and what we do every day. So you're seeing this in other parts of the world, and so naturally Asia is responding rapidly.
Amazing. Scarlett, other trends and technologies that are front and center at Money 2020 in Asia, what are they?
Yeah, so, it's still 2025. You can't not talk about AI, but really what we're seeing here is the shift from just talking about AI in general terms and really about more specific applications and use cases, fraud and cybersecurity, how technology impacts all of that, and then regulation is front and center. This is a macroeconomic thing, but absolutely crucial. Here at Money 2020 Asia, we have over 20 regulators across the ASEAN region, and it is super exciting.
How frictionless does this make the entire system, Daniel? Fragmented versus frictionless?
The truth is it's both fragmented with still a lot of friction. It's an amazing sector that has been around for this long, has so much fragmentation. So it's because of the regulation, it's because of the different payment types, it's because of different use cases. Companies have to choose to focus on just a small number of them. That's the fragmentation, as we talked about. If you can solve some of this interoperability, that will start to reduce some of the friction.
Are there certain countries that are really leading the way? I had asked about maybe some of the companies earlier, but countries where you're seeing significant strides?
Yeah, absolutely. Across Asia, Singapore has been a leader in general across fintech. But, one of the things that we like to see is across the board. I mean, Thailand is in the top 5, Hong Kong is in the top 5, India, and, that's the ones that we've seen that has been really leading across the board.
In terms of what we can expect for the remainder of Money 2020 in Asia, Scarlett, what else is on tap?
Well, we had a bunch of big announcements yesterday. We had some great startups that came out of stealth today, and tomorrow we have some incredible CEOs from across all the financial services. We have the CEO of Deutsche Bank Thailand, we have the CEO of Bank of America Thailand, and so many other ones. We also have some of the regulators coming and talking about what happened yesterday. They had a closed door 4-hour, Kristen, closed door roundtable with just them talking about how to move the industry forward, and we're going to hear from them on some of the biggest stages.
Oh, it's great to hear from you both. Thank you so much again for joining us halfway across the world. Scarlett Sieber, Chief Strategy and Growth Officer at Money 2020, and Daniel Weber, CEO of FXC Intelligence. We hope you two can get some sleep. Thanks again.